Hi, welcome to NJUKI'S Perspective. This is a channel where we share content around self-growth and self-development, especially in our 20s. My name is NJUKI. Welcome to the episode. On this episode, we are talking about the cost-cutting tips that I have been applying in my life, because currently we are undergoing a worldwide recession. Some might say it's true, others may argue, but I'm no economist, but we are all seeing the rate of inflation. And our Kenyan economy has been hard hit, and from the way things look, it is not going to get any better. It's just about to get worse, but we hope for better days, right? So I want to share in this video the tips that I have been using to cut costs, given that one, the inflation rate, two, as I shared in the other video, I quit my job, and so I work from home. I work a job that is not fixed income, so I really have to plan my spending very wisely. Also, number three, we don't know how long this thing is going to go for, the recession. We don't know how long it's going to go for. And, we have our financial goals that we set at the beginning of the year. We have obligations to meet despite the inflation. So yeah, here are my tips that I've been using to cut costs and probably save a coin or two, and also be able to live comfortably and meet all my needs. I want to mention before I continue that maybe these tips may not be one size fits all, because you want to consider that I'm a single person who live by themselves, and so maybe some of the tips may not apply to everyone, but it's just an idea for you to maybe evaluate your life and see how you can be able to cut costs. Yeah, and I would be interested to know what you are doing as well. Please share that in the comment section and let's interact. So let's go. My first one is when it comes to food. As we all know, food is one of the budget eating, pun intended, expenses in all our lives. You have to eat, yeah, and honestly it accounts for a very huge percentage of our budgets. So for me, how I cut costs when it comes to food is buying cereals in bulk, and also buying food in bulk instead of buying them in small portions. Yeah, if you're Kenyan, like how, for example, you'll buy a cup of beans from a grocery store, from a mama mboga, at maybe 30 shillings, and the cup can only last you that meal. Instead of that, I opt to buy maybe a kg of beans that will last me for about maybe 6 meals, because again, I'm alone. Yeah, that has really been saving me a lot, and also cutting down on the stress of thinking about when am I going to eat. Yeah, so for me, buying food in bulk has really helped cut cost instead of going to buy in small scale. I go to the market, I buy food that will take me for 2 weeks, and then after the 2 weeks, I'll go back again. Yeah. So tip number one. Number two is walking when I can, or using a matatu. So I live in the outskirts of NJUKI town. So sometimes when I have errands in town, I will usually walk if the weather allows, or if I am not going to do something urgent. And also I've gained a couple of kilos, so I'm trying to shed that off, so that also helps. I walk when I can, or I use a matatu, because the price of bodas of motorcycles have really gone up, and you literally pay double for what we used to pay before. So yeah, I'm not boarding on that, so I use a matatu or I walk. Number three is when it comes to hair. As you can see right now, I'm in my natural hair girl era, and I'm loving it. So that is one of the way that I have cut down on cost. I just do my natural hair, do some gel, and lay it down, slick it down, and rock. Also, another hairstyle that I like is these hairstyles where you can reuse the hair, if you get it. Like, for example, I have this jumbo twist that I usually do, afro twist, that I usually do on a regular basis, that really serve me for a whole month and a half. So yeah, and I can reuse them, so it cuts down the cost of rebuying the hair, if you get what I mean. Or maybe lines, the stitch lines that you can just stick on, and then you can wash them after you're done, and then you can reuse them. So yeah, that's another cost saving tip that has been really, really helping me, because again, the cost of braids has really gone up. Yeah, so we are at number four. The number four is when it comes to my nails. I have never really been manicured nails girl, but so that is the state of my nails at the moment, and I like it. Honestly, I don't find any fault in it. My berry just fell. I don't find any wrong with it. So yeah, instead of using that 2,000 or 1,500 to do my nails, I just prefer to keep them like that, and it really saves me that money. Yeah, so the next one is calls. Like, we have to talk to our relatives, our loved ones, and recently, something that I have been implementing is using WhatsApp calls. The quality of WhatsApp calls have really gone up, like they are so much better than they used to be. So I use WhatsApp calls for, like, when I have a long conversation to have with, like, my sister, my boyfriend. Yeah, so instead of using credit, I use WhatsApp calls. Yeah, and it actually saves a lot, because comparing to the spend that I used to make previously, and what now, as long as you have data bundles, and your phone is well charged, WhatsApp calls are really reliable. Yeah, so the next one is that I have been postponing on big purchases. Like, there are a couple of things that I wanted to buy when the year began, but I have had to hold back, because we don't know how long this is going to go. If COVID taught us something, it's that you can't stay without an emergency fund. And so I'm really trying to build up on my emergency fund instead of, like, buying big purchases. And it's something that I'm willing to live with. And if I have to make a purchase, I will save up to it for a couple of months, not just taking the savings and buying. Yeah, so I have really held to hold back on the big purchases that I had planned. Yeah, we'll buy them with time. Just, yeah, I can live with it. So the next one is reading ebooks. Who keeps doing that? Okay, the next one is reading ebooks instead of buying hard copies. I really love reading, and I read on average 3 books per month. When I'm not on a reading slump, I will read even 5 books per month. And if I were to buy physical books every month, that's a lot of money, because we all know paperbacks cost a lot. So yeah, instead of that, I'm getting used to reading ebooks. I'm not an audiobook person, so ebooks just work fine. If you have Kindle, or you can buy them from any retailer who sells ebooks. Yeah, that has been working for me. Well, it doesn't help with the screen time, but something has to give, right? The next thing is cutting back on black tax. Honestly, this is a very controversial topic and sensitive topic, because this is Africa. Black tax, child. Honestly, it has been a bit tough, but honestly, it has just been about drawing those boundaries with myself and communicating them when I can. And when I cannot, I just will tell the person that honestly I'm not in a good place. Yeah, so I only pay for what maybe the obligations I must meet, the ones that I have already committed to. Yeah, and for the others, like maybe, like tell the person to honestly find another way, because maybe they have not exhausted their solutions when they are coming to you. So yeah, that has also been helping a bit. And yeah, it's a really sensitive topic, black tax. Okay, the other thing is cutting down on eating out, night out, and such kind of things. When the year started, I really wanted to implement a policy where I take myself on dates per month. I wanted to really implement that as a form of self-care, but honestly, I have had to cut it down because maybe I have to hang out with a friend, and I will spend on that date, and then I have to take myself on a date and spend on that. Alternatively, now I have opted to maybe make myself a special meal at home, just do a wind down instead of going to eat out, because of course, when you go out to eat, you will end up spending more than you had purposed. And maybe with 500 shillings, you can be able to make yourself a special meal at home, relax, like light some candles, read your book, and just chill out and take it as a form of self-care. Tough times don't last, but tough people do, right? So I think my last one is going on a not really no spend, but a reduced spend on clothes and the other things like shoes and stuff. Honestly, I'm a chronic thrifter. That I know. I'm a chronic thrifter. That is a way that I used to numb pain. That is a way that I used to celebrate good times. And honestly, it has been eating my money. Yeah, I won't. I'm not even going to lie about that. I'm a chronic thrifter, so I have really, really had to cut down on it, and very consciously. When I go to maybe the market, or I'm passing by a place and I see something cute, I'm going to question myself, like, really, really, Maureen, do you need it really? And honestly, it's tough, but I'm trying. I'm really doing my best here. I wanted to say that maybe I go cold turkey on the spending and the buying, but well, one step at a time. I'm trying, and that counts too. So yeah. And also I've reduced maybe buying shoes, buying bags and stuff like that, because maybe, for example, you have an occasion. And for me, when stuff like that arise, I always feel like, well, I don't have enough clothes, like this that one piece that is missing to make this outfit bomb. And then you end up piling clothes, you end up piling shoes, you end up piling a lot of things that you don't even use, and they are good things, and then you grow out of them and you have never even used them. So yeah, that is something that I have really been battling. But yeah, as I said, I am trying, and that counts. Yeah. So those are my tips that I have been using to cut costs during these tough economic times and inflation and worldwide a recession. And we hope that things will look up. This won't have to go for too long, because honestly, things are not looking so good, right? We need the economy to stabilize. Yeah. So I'd be curious to know what tips you have been using during this time. Have you learned anything that you're going to implement in your own life? Please share. I'd like to know. Yeah, and that's all I had for you today. Please subscribe. Also, leave me a comment. That is something that would mean so much to me. Also, leave me a like. That is the way that you tell YouTube that you liked the video and it is shown to more people. Yeah, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.